Hey cuties, hope all of you are having a great week. As promised, I'm gonna do my story on how I came out to my parents. So here goes. Okay, so not this past weekend, but the weekend before. Yeah, the weekend before, I went to my mom's house. She lives here in Miami, but like South Miami, and I live north from my mom, so um, not South Miami, but south of me, whatever. Um, so I went to my mom's house to visit her, and I was gonna do her hair. If you guys don't know yet, I'm in cosmetology school. Just a little fun fact: I graduate next week, so that's pretty exciting. But yeah, so I went to go see my mom. I went down to her house to see her, and I did her hair, like I washed it and I blow dried it, and when I was done, I told her like, listen, I have to tell you something, and she's like, what is it? And I'm like, I wrote you a letter, so I want to read it to you. And she's like, okay, fine. Like, should I be worried? And I'm like, no, it's like nothing bad. At least it's nothing bad to me. So, I mean, I didn't tell her that, but I was like, it's nothing bad. I mean, I don't know. So, I was like, it's nothing bad. So, I went to go got my letter and I went to go read it to her. So, in my previous video, I read you guys the letter, and that's the letter I read my mom. So, I told her this, and she was shocked. She didn't know what to think or what to say. So, yeah, she was a little bit shocked with that. And at that point, she was kind of like, does your father know? Have you told him? And I'm like, no, I haven't told him yet. Like, you're the first person that I told. Well, like, yeah, you're kind of like the first person that like I told of my family. I mean, my brother already knew and my cousin already knew, but she was like the first, like, I guess, adult in my family that has that knew. And then well, not adult, but older person. So then she told me to call my dad. I'm like, right now? Like, it was like 10 at night, so I'm like, right now? He's gonna be sleeping. What's wrong with you? And she's like, no, call him now, right now. And I'm like, okay, fine then. So I called him, I read him the letter, and he was shocked and speechless too. Both of them said, though, thank you for telling us. We appreciate that you took the time to actually tell us and you informed us of what you're doing. But just another like bit of information for you guys. My parents are Catholic, and you know, I don't know if any of you are familiar with it, and I'm not knocking religion or anything like that. Whatever, to each his own. Believe whatever you want to believe, whatever. But to me, and in my experience, I'm not saying like this is how Catholicism is at all, but to me and in my experience, Catholicism is very like right wing, very like anything that doesn't fall into our little bubble is wrong, kind of thing. That's just what I get from it, and growing up what I've experienced from it. Like, I'm not saying people that follow it are like this or whatever. Like, whatever, you can follow a religion and have your own opinions. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So so they're Catholic, and they were kind of like, well, um I was like, I was really, I didn't know what to say, because they were really like, they weren't saying anything. So I'm like, do you guys hate me? And I started crying a little bit, and they're like, no, we don't hate you, like, you're our son. um we don't hate you at all. Like, our faith teaches us not to hate people, and on top of that, hate's a very strong word, so we don't hate people or hate in general, but we can't condone what you are deciding to do. Like, so they don't I guess, how did he say it? My dad said, we don't disagree. No, we don't. God, God, what was it? We don't condemn the person, we condemn the sin. Something like that. Like, in other words, they don't, I guess to make it simply, they don't hate the person, they hate the sin, I guess. But, like, hate such a strong word, so I mean, like, I don't know. Like, figure it out, I guess. I don't know, like, how I would say that, but yeah, he was pretty much like, we still love you, we still care about you, you're our son, no matter what, you're still gonna be our son, and we love you, whatever, whatever. My dad's very much, do whatever you want to do with your life, let me just give my spiel, after that you can do and decide to do whatever you want. And my mom's more like, more involved, so I want to say, like, my dad's kind of inactive in parenting, and my mom's more active in parenting. My dad's kind of like, let them learn on their own, let them grow, let me just give them my advice, and that's it. Like, you can do whatever you want, you can take it, you can leave it, whatever. My dad also said that, what did he say? He said that I can't tell you how to live your life, I can't tell you what to do with your life. You're grown, you're an adult, and you already know what you want to do, so I'm not gonna presume to tell you, I'm not gonna act, or yeah, presume that I can tell you what to do with your life. And yeah, it was pretty much like that. And then my mom was kind of like, or well, something else that my dad said, like, he was kind of like, God doesn't make mistakes. If you were meant to be a boy, you were a boy. That why you're going through this is just a challenge that you need to get through, and that way you can help more people that are going through it. But he was saying in the sense of, like, me not coming out of this without transitioning at all, and not changing into a woman, just like finding myself and finding faith and finding religion and stuff like that. But that's not really my thing. Religion's not my thing. I don't think religion's gonna help with this. I don't think faith could really help with this, in the sense that, like, it's not something that is a disease or an infection that I have that I could just not necessarily pray away. But you know how, like, people deal with really, I guess, critical issues, and they'll pray about it, and it might get fixed or solved, or they find some clarity in their jumbled lives. It's not something that's like that. I mean, I felt like this before I even knew what religion was. I felt like this before I knew what sin was. I felt like this, like, since I was really young. So I've always kind of known, I just didn't know how to identify it or say anything about it, or like verbalize it, I guess, until obviously I got older. But then I didn't think it was possible, and now obviously it is possible. I mean, look at me. But yeah, that was pretty much it. They took it really well. I mean, they didn't take it, they kind of hit, maybe, like, if I had a scale from 1 to 100%, I guess, and then 1 is like, they completely hated it, they don't want to do anything, they don't want to deal with me, they don't want anything to do with me, I'm not even part of the family anymore. And then 100 being like, they're ecstatic and they couldn't ask for anything more of me, and that's, they always knew and they always wanted that for me. I would say they kind of fell under 75%, kind of maybe a little bit on the neutral side, not ecstatic about it, but not completely turned off by it. Interestingly enough, it's very similar to how their reaction and how things are working right now is very similar to what happened when I first came out as being gay. So which honestly makes me feel good. It doesn't make me feel bad. They're the ones that I was worried about the most. I don't plan on telling other family members. I mean, I might, but it's not something that, like, I feel pressure to tell them. My mom can tell them, or my mom can help me tell them, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, I gotta tell this person, like how I was with my parents, like, oh, I gotta tell them. So yeah, like, it was, I think I amped it up more than it had to be. Not to say that it wasn't bad. I mean, reading that letter honestly felt like it was taking forever to get through those words. It's like time stopped, and each word was like 5 minutes to just get through it. So, um, so yeah, like, and I had to read it twice. So, um, yeah, I feel that they took it pretty well. I think a lot of it is they're gonna have to adjust with it. I don't think my dad's gonna really in the future have much of an opinion about it. He doesn't really have an opinion about me being gay, and if he does, he keeps it to himself. So I think it's gonna be kind of the same thing. And I think my mom, once she fully comes around and I guess kind of accepts it in a way, or like kind of comes to terms with it, she's gonna be very active, where she's probably gonna be like, oh, you're gonna go get surgery, let me go with you, or you're gonna go get your whatever, let me go with you. um they took it good, so I'm pretty happy about that. I didn't think that they'd disown me. I was just hoping, or not hoping, but expecting the worst, so I didn't get like so I wasn't like hoping to get a certain reaction and I didn't get that reaction, you know what I mean? So that was pretty much it with that. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that they told me or that we thought or we talked about. Yeah, that was crazy. And then like this weekend, I spent time with them, or well, with my mom, because my dad is living in upstate New York. So, and like I said, my parents are still together. Not they're not divorced. Just my mom commutes back and forth. Um, this weekend I spent time with my mom, and she was cool. She wasn't like mean or anything like that or whatever. She asked maybe like one question about it, like, oh, because we had to move something heavy, and she's like, oh, and I was struggling a little bit, and she's like, what's going on with you? What does this medication do to you? Does it make you weak? And I'm like, in a sense, yes, because it's turning my body more female, and obviously women don't have as much strength as men do. Um, so I was kind of explaining to her, like, um, there's, I I'm feeling the effects of it already, and she knows I'm on the medication already. I'm pretty sure my dad knows too, because my parents talk to each other. So I'm already on medication and all that stuff. So, um, yeah, and that's pretty much it. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, share if you dare. And yeah, I guess this concludes my series pretty much. I mean, this is it. This is my whole coming out to your parents series. I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you have any questions or comments, or you need help, or you need some advice on anything, just leave a comment below. I know I just did it, so I might be able to help you. Maybe I won't, but if I can, I'm totally here for any of you guys that need help with anything except money, because I'm poor, so I can't help you there. But anything else, I'm here. So if you're transitioning and you need advice or whatever, let me know. I mean, like I said, I'm only kind of in the beginning of my transition, but yeah, let me know. All right, as always, bye. As always, have a great week, and bye, guys.